That's pretty good right there. Look at each other and enjoy the conversation.
Yeah, let's get
Hang
this.
out. Got a little water, a little tea. Good to go.
I got my tea too.
So what are we gonna call you today? Just K, fine?
Kay, you know,
Okay.
Kiona is my name. Kiona Rose is my name.
Kiona.
But, you know, lately I've been going by Perfectly Flawed.
Perfectly flawed?
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 Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I got you. So we'll just
known.
call you K for the show then?
I do that because that's short and we can remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It helps me out a little bit. Reason I ask is some people when they do these shows want to be like anonymous and they don't want to be like known. They just want to, they'll give like a fake name or some kind of short name or something like that.
Yeah.
Because they kind of want to maintain their anonymity a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I really ain't got all that to do.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what you see is what you get. Hey, Bill, nice to meet you.
I'm really glad you came and decided to hop on. I hear you have quite the interesting story to tell. That just everything's kind of happened here lately in the past, and reason I was interested in talking to you is because you're at this point in your life right now where it's like a whole new beginning, where you're kind of starting out fresh and kind of trying to feel yourself out. Is that accurate so far?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out who you are in this whole grand scheme of things.
Exactly.
So how's that coming along so far?
It's a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because I was in a relationship for like 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't, I can't say like it was like the worst relationship, but it wasn't great. And then I had went through a whole lot. And us as women, we become very emotional and we're very strong. So we hold on to some things for certain reasons. And at that moment, I was going through a certain habit. Maybe don't nobody know, but I snorted a lot of coke in my day. Right?
Yeah.
And it is what it is at the end of the day. And it was fun, but it was sad.
And expensive, I imagine.
As far as, it was just life in general. And then I really can't tell you what happened. What came over me. Just one day I just woke up and I was like, look, this is what is going to happen. This is what it's going to do. And if Kiona, at the end of the day, you the only person who care about you.
You talking about recently? You woke
just
up?
recently.
Yeah.
It was like.
About a year ago, maybe?
It was probably about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, just stop this. And what I did was I did baby steps. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to crawl before they walk.
I heard that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that's what I did. I crawled. I stopped one habit, which was the coke first.
Yeah.
And then I went towards the relationship that I had and I was going through. And the coke and the kids would say that relationship to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I was sitting there doing the math on. I'm like, well, wait a minute. About a year and a half ago, you already had your fourth kid by then. And how old is she now?
She's 4.
She's 4. Yeah,
She's
got
4.
For the people that are just listening to this, they don't know you got 4 kids just like I do.
Yeah, yeah.
we got 4 kids. It's a hard job.
Exactly. I got a
job,
9-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 19-year-old. And then I can go back as far as a 19-year-old when his father got killed. And that's all I had. He was my mother, brother, sister, cousin, father. He was there when my mama passed. My mama passed when she was 42. I was 21.
Wow,
I felt alcoholism and after stress and just after life and just after tiredness because she was tired. And I love her for that. When she was what she was, she was a mother. And then she got in her deep thing and then she will go. And that's when Kiona had to step up to the place. See, Kiona didn't have all that childhood. That's cool though, I kick shit. Don't get that.
What do you mean she went into her thing? What do you mean
when she started drinking, my mom drank for 60 days straight.
Oh wow.
And ain't no fucking with her, no nothing. To where we had to literally get to the point to where we would lock her in the room.
And who's we?
Me and my brothers and sisters. It was 4.
And single mother.
My mother was a single mother.
And there was four of you all together.
Yes, sir.
Just sounds like the kind of similar situation you have going on now.
Yeah.
and then you wake up and go, I'm doing the same shit my mom was doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then I get up and I'm like, okay, I'm cool.
What happened though? Like, I mean, I know you said you just woke up, but I mean, what was the actual what sparked that? Like, what
it was like?
Was there some event that happened? Or?
No, not necessarily, because I didn't hit rock bottom. I done lost my ability to walk, my ability to drive. I done lost my children. I lost my job. I lost my home. I found myself alone. I cannot walk. I'm in a wheelchair. I'm pushing myself in the cold. I'm from the north.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm up there pushing myself in the cold. I got to go through all these rehab classes. I had to do a whole lot of things to even attempt to get my children back. But remind you, I can't walk. Remind you, I ain't got no money. Remind you, all my family was gone. I was alone. And then within myself, I found my own strength. And then I had my kids to worry about. Because ain't nobody going to love them like I do, even though I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? It was like, wow.
And all of a sudden, everything just all comes at you. And
at once. And then it was, that should have been when I stopped.
How long ago was that?
And that was 7 years ago.
7 years, okay.
I've been clean off of that for maybe a year and 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
Just straight off of that. But I was at the point then where it was like it was an everyday thing, all day thing. I was young then, you hear me? Yeah. My babies was 3. The 9 and 10-year-old was like 3 and 4. Mm-hmm. And then I had came to a situation to where I was in my own world, and now it wasn't just a fun thing, it was just something I did. You know what I'm saying?
Like a habit.
Yeah, just like a habit. Just something I did. I just would do it. You know, and I wasn't spending a whole lot on money on it.
Right.
I can get me a 20 of it, and I could be cool for like 3 days. That's because now I ain't sharing. I ain't all in the streets kicking it with nobody. I am at home tending with my kids, going to work like regular and everything. You wouldn't have never known unless you know me.
So 7 years ago or so, you hit the rock bottom. You started doing the work you needed to do.
Yeah.
You got your kids back, but you still had the habit.
I didn't have the habit, and then I picked the habit back up.
Oh, okay. I got you.
What happened.
I got you. So
and when I did
you relapsed back into it. I got you. I got
you. And then I was at that point in my life, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it.
What's that mean?
You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Even though I was getting high on my own time and doing my little 20s for 3 days, because I really wasn't spending that much. I spend more money on weed I do smoke now than I ever have coke in my life. I put that on my mama. I ain't gonna lie to you, but that shit was a whole nother level. It took you to a whole nother level. It did a whole lot of other things to me. See, I wasn't one of them high persons that I get high and I'm cool. Yeah, when I'm exhausted, I was one of them ones I had the jaw action.
Oh, hell
well,
no.
That's how I was.
So you knew something was going on.
Like, my kids looking at me like, Mom, what? And I had to realize it, and then my daughter had got to an age, and one time she had said it, and then in my mind it was like, really? Kiona, is that what you want to show her? That this is cool to look like this? Nah, I ain't the prettiest bitch, don't get that fucked up, but I ain't fucked up. But you know what I'm saying? I was...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I don't chew no gum. So it was like that. That's how it was. And I was like, you know what?
And your daughter's old enough now. She kind of knows something's not.
Yeah. But this was, she was like, because now she's about to be 11 in February. So she was more like 8. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But still, she was at an age, and my daughter is very, very smart and immature at all times.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had you and your whole family over for dinner tonight before we started recording this,
and it was very good, y'all.
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, you know, I noticed you said something about the difference between black folk and white folk is that we sit around the table and y'all don't. I was like, I was curious about that because I was like, I didn't know that was exclusively a black or a white folk thing.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I think it was like an old school thing because I mean, you see a bunch of pictures. You know, you see pictures of old families and stuff, and you see black families sitting around the table.
But we wasn't all at the table because then it was like a whole bunch of black folks.
Yeah.
So you see everybody at the table there where it was somewhere to sit because everybody else was outside. Don't get that.
It was 35 people out in the backyard.
Yes. But see, we ain't those families that we used to be.
Yeah.
No more. We're not.
So what do you think happened there? I mean, what do you think causes this? Like, you know, your mom, you know, started out going down this path, you know, single mom raising 4 kids. Yes. You started out down the same path, single mom raising 4 kids. It's like this pattern that keeps repeating.
Exactly.
Like, what do you think's causing it? Because it's not just you. You're not. I mean, it's not just you at all. It's something it's a phenomenon we see, you know, throughout the entire society, and it's just continuing to get worse and worse.
Yeah.
And it's not just affecting the black community, although it started there, probably worse so than other communities.
And ours is more glorified.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's another thing.
We got a lot of good brothers out there.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I don't know what it is. Everybody wants the bad guy. Everybody wants the bad guy. But see, our good guys ain't as glorified as our bad guys is. So now here we are. Here we are,
about like in the culture,
in the
music,
culture, and the
clothes.
culture, and the music and clothes. Period.
Yeah.
If they glorified some of the ones that are out here doing it as much as they glorified the ones that ain't out here doing it, we'll break even just as much as the next person. Don't get that twisted. Y'all got y'all crazy motherfuckers too. You feel me? Y'all going in shooting up whole movie theaters and schools and shit. Mm-hmm. But they ain't glorifying y'all as much. And then every time y'all see y'all, most of, and I ain't talking about y'all as white people, because I feel like it's only one race, and that's the humankind. Don't get that fucked up, baby. Because my daddy half white, half black. My mama Indian and half white, and I got Germans. My grandma was about this tall, white lady. Everybody used to be like, who is them two little black kids? Them my great grandbabies. They used to be like that. So it ain't about that. I just seem like everything is not glorified. Everything ain't, just like I work at Burger King. I'm a manager at Burger King, y'all. I ain't no different from nobody. Mm-hmm. You feel me? I work hard every day. But then you get them people who come through there and then they want us to give you a guest track. What a guest track is.
A guest track.
Yeah. They call in and tell you how good you've been doing or how bad you've been doing. And they get a free sandwich, right? Well, everybody's not going to call in like, oh, she was just so kind. She was so polite. Then I'm going to have 7 people through 1 week that's mad out of the 50,000 people we done served all week who's going to call and complain.
Oh, yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, I've been there.
So, of course, it's going to make it look bad. It's all about a certain person. It's about your perspective on things.
Yeah, I've definitely been there. I used to work.
I'm black, boo, by color, but I am a mutt. So for the rest of it, it just don't even matter. Only thing gonna save this world today is love, baby.
I heard that.
That's the only thing gonna save it. And if don't nobody else feel it, I don't know what to tell them.
I thought that was interesting. You're talking about the glorification of the bad guy.
Yeah.
In black culture, especially around the music and stuff. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, I mean, what happens when, say a young black kid tries to better himself? What happens when he studies hard, gets good grades in school? What does he get accused of? He
get accused of shit. I guess being black at the wrong place at the wrong time. But that can happen anywhere, because I could walk outside and get hit by the street.
What I'm talking about is you always hear these stories about them getting accused of acting white. And it's almost like a negative, like, why are you doing that? Why would you do that? Just because you're acting, you're trying to study, you're trying to better yourself.
Yeah.
And then it's like you get cut down for trying to do that. It's like, wait a minute, hold on now. That's kind of the behavior that we want, is somebody that's willing to work hard, dedicate themselves to their education, go out there and kill it, and that's the kind of thing you want, ideally would want to glorify.
Yeah.
It's like,
and I understand where you're coming from, but see, I can only speak about Kiona.
Sure,
that's
sure.
Because I don't do that with him. And then,
oh right, no, I'm not saying you do, but I'm just saying as a general kind of trend, you kind of see this strange phenomenon. It's like, why are we doing that?
That's what comes from inner strength.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me tell you something, and I'm a firm believer in God. From what I hear, you don't believe in it, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with it, because I feel like will make me better than what I was yesterday. Just gives me all the hope in the world. Why not? Because I can't win or I can't lose from believing in him, and that's okay on what anybody else do. But see, I can only speak for me on that situation, because I don't judge you. But that comes from inner strength.
Yeah, I made that point on my show the other day.
Yeah,
just exactly that. It's like it does serve as a good answer for people. You got enough problems to worry about than whether or not Grandmaster of the Universe exists or not.
Exactly.
like you got 4 kids to worry about right now.
I got to get this. By all means, but we pray. I pray over my food. I pray over my nights and everything. But that's what keeps my hope alive. Mm-hmm. So what works for me may not work for you. But as long as you treat me as I treat you, hell, we all serving the inner power anyway. Because they say God gave us as an image. We are an image of Him. We were never supposed to be perfect. Tell me
again about how you talking about you serve dinner at the and while you're giving your prayers at the house and y'all are getting your plates and stuff.
Yeah. We do that. We get our food. We say it all before, and as we do it, I'm making plates. Everybody's saying it together. Like, come on, who you next? Come on, God, for thank you for everything. You next, you want some chicken? Okay, and we love you.
It's
And
great.
amen. Thank you, Jesus. And then by the time we hit the seat and it's time to eat, look, it's time to go take a shower and go to bed.
Yeah, we gotta
So
go. We
mama
gotta
can
go.
clean her room, and then I can sit down and watch CSI for at least an hour and a half until I fall asleep. Because soon as
So
I go to
you're
sleep, it's
crashing.
like right back up.
Because you've been working all day. Kids are off
All
to school,
day.
and then by the time
Look.
you get home and you get off, and it's like
Homework.
you ain't got
and I'm
time to.
messing around.
Yeah.
I ain't messing around with no grades, no nothing. Like I tell my kids, bro, I ain't raising no bums. So if that's what y'all want to be, you can go on and go over to that part. Let me get you a little bag, boo, and go on send you on your way. Well, mama be here when you ready to come on back. Cause trust me, it's cold outside. They ain't gonna last long.
So let me ask you, what do your kids feel about your situation now? I mean, do you talk to them about it?
Now with my kids, I can be honest, and I don't recommend this for everybody, but I am totally, utterly honest with my children. By far. Now, I am too honest with them to a point to where some people be like, Kiona, maybe you shouldn't have told them. Like Kevion, my oldest, 19. Right. He knows about my addiction. He know what I went through. He went through it with me. I was only 17 when I had him. So, buddy, when he be say back in that day, I'd be like, baby, I'm only 17 years older than you. What are you talking about? And then Kadavia, she don't know exactly, but she know it was different. Just like with me smoking weed at my times or whatever, because I'm a beer drinker, flat out. You know what I'm saying? My kids already know it, and they keep it all the way honest. I keep it honest with my kids to a total extent. I never told her what it was, but if she would ask me, I would let her know, because I'm the best person to tell my story.
Right.
Can't nobody else tell Kiona's story better than Kiona.
And
Period.
how are they handling everything?
And with the transition, like King and Kadeja, they're so young, and Kings are just a little bit more immature, so they never knew. But I know Kadavia knew something, but she actually didn't know what it was.
Gotcha.
Because they didn't grow up like I grew up. You know what I'm saying? I made the best for my kids at all times. Even when I was out there, you can ask them. I was making damn near $14. I wasn't out there asking for credit. I wasn't geeking on the streets. I wasn't walking the streets. I snorted my coke, and that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? But I paid bills. I helped some of my friends pay their bills, because Kiona kept a job. I was one of them. To me, then I was justifying it as I am, what I used to say, I am an addict who copes. I'm a coping addict. Like I can get high and go to sleep and then get up, go to work, and as soon as I get off work, I was still getting high.
Yeah, they call that a high functioning addict.
You know what I'm saying? I was a functioning addict.
Yeah.
That's what I was to me. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying that I'm great now, because I smoke my weed, don't get that messed up. And I drink my alcohol on my purposes, but I don't ask nobody for nothing, and all my bills is paid. I got a car outside. I don't worry about anything. I go to work every day. A majority of the time, I'm on time. I ain't gonna lie, nigga.
And your kids are dressed.
My kids is dressed. You see my babies, and they get good grades. My son graduated from high school. He's practicing his ASVAT right now. He took a 17. They said for his practice test, but so on a real test, it would have been a 27. You only need a 31. So right after that, he's going to the Navy. Look, I got goals and plans myself. But see, it took me a while in between the time where Kevion's father had got killed. Now, I was with that man. That's my oldest son, from 15 to 25. And they killed him.
Wow.
And then that's when my habit started. So from 25 to 31. Yeah, I was out here.
That really messed you up.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
And I had did some things for my son, like I had literally just had gave up.
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking, I'm being perfectly honest with you, my first thought was, you took it hard, but then at the very moment your son needed you the most, you just disappeared.
And I disappeared. Yeah. And my brother and his wife had took my son. And then I had one day I had talked to her, and because don't get that messed up, I done stopped a couple times before, in between time and in the meantime, but never just all the way like I should have.
Kind of like how your mom would have brief periods where everything was good, and then
exactly I did that, but she was like, "Bitch, you ain't called your son in a year. Do you listen to me? Do you know how bad that shit hurt?"
I imagine.
But Me and my son talk to this day. And that is like my best friend. He my everything. And he don't look down on me, no nothing. My son say, Mama, it is what it is. The past is the past. I'm just glad you here now. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good attitude.
You here
Yeah.
for my kids. And I thank God, because his daddy got killed. His daddy used to work, but he sold his stuff on the side too.
Yeah.
Another street nigga. My son could have been somebody that he should have been, but he didn't. When you meet me, and even like the way I talk, don't get it twisted because I ain't dumb. I just look like this. When you look,
I never thought you were dumb.
I just be, that's one of my things, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But my son could have been somebody so different. Even through the relationship that I had with the 3 youngest kids. He went through that shit with me. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't his fault. That was mine.
And that's the one that you just stopped recently, right?
That's the one that he still lived with me. He still lived with me. That's the 19.
No, not your son.
Yeah,
I mean
the relationship.
the guy,
Because
yeah.
that was the next relationship afterwards. I ain't no hoe as what y'all think. Don't get that twisted. But, you know, sorry, boo. I've been
Breaking
with
my
him.
heart now.
I've
You
been
really
with
are.
him for quite some time after that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he did a lot of things to me. That motherfuckers be like, wow, Kiona, you know what I'm saying?
You drifted from the mic.
I'm sorry, like,
okay.
cause I be daydreaming about some of the things, you know what I'm saying? Cause the shit hurts so bad. And though you can forgive, you never forget.
Right.
And then I'm one of them people with one of them hearts that and I ain't your judge and you ain't mad, so please don't judge me. I have my issues, like I told him, but I told him ahead of time, bro. He asked me one day, he said, you ain't think about you that you could tell me that somebody else would say on the street that I don't know that probably make me mad. I said, bro, I snort coke. Other than that, you can't say shit to me. But I never went to the door, man, for no credit, no nothing. So that helped me justify my shit too. Don't get that fucked up. I was out somewhere, Look, that shit.
Oh yeah,
does not.
I've seen the effects of it. It's crazy. That's I've never touched. I'm too scared to. You know, I've smoked,
please don't.
Look, I smoked weed before, and I'll do it again if I had a chance to. You know, I just can't because of my job.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's people can
And
handle
then you
that.
save money, boo. You save money because
nothing
it
wrong with
costs.
But I mean, even liquor, I don't really like that. But I mean,
Yeah.
as far as any hard drugs, I've never done it because
Yeah.
I've seen too many other people, and I'm one of those guys that stands back and lets everybody else learn the lessons.
Yeah,
And then I act accordingly.
And that's a wonderful thing to do. I wish if I knew then what I know now, I probably wouldn't be sitting here telling to you, man, you be somewhere else up there
right?
chilling.
Probably,
boo.
Probably would have slapped the shit out of yourself and say, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah,
What are you doing?
retard. But you live and you learn. And consequences. That's why I call myself Perfectly Flawed. Y'all catch me on Facebook, K-Roll my 4, Perfectly Flawed. That's what I do all day, every day. You know, and I do praise my God. For those who don't like it, look, don't get this twisted. I ain't trying to push nothing on you, and I don't want you to push nothing on me. I will never judge you about what you do. And even if you love you enough to make you better than what you are today, do it. Make that your God.
Right.
Make that your God. Give him another name. If you want to call him Daniel, I don't care.
I call my God logic and reason.
Look, there you go. Simple as that, because it
There you
don't
go.
take a mathematician to live this life.
Yeah.
But some people need that hope, and I do, and I appreciate it. So that's why I do what I do. I can't quote no scriptures. I may can a few here and a few there, but I don't read no Bible. I don't go to church every Sunday because they say that God lives in a temple.
So what kind of role do you think that belief plays? I mean, do you feel like it has a stronger role in your life now than it did, say, 5 years ago?
I feel like he helped me make it through because I'm telling you, I was by myself. I didn't have nobody to talk to, and I am one of those ones who talk to myself. Remember you was talking about that thing, and I told you I was gonna do Kiona's confessions because Kiona really talks to herself.
Yeah, I have noticed periodically you'll drift in and out of speaking about yourself in the first person and then the third person, just back and forth.
Yes, and I do that, so that's gonna be part of my show that I want to get going myself. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. That's just what I do. That's what I do, and it works for me. It works for me, and what works for me may not work for you. Just like school
Like,
don't
heck,
work for everybody.
If you played your show and did it in such a way where you're basically trying to give advice to people that are sitting where you were sitting back when you were 17 years old.
But that's what I don't want to do. I don't want to give advice.
You don't want to give advice. You don't want to say, look, don't go down that path. I've been there.
I'm telling y'all, a person does not stop. I'm gonna say this real close. A person does not stop unless they want to. And I'm telling y'all this.
About that.
And I done been through rehabs. Kiona did not stop until she wanted to. Until I wanted to. All I wanted people to do was love me and hug me and hold me. That makes it better.
Why start in the first place?
And
That's the question.
When my kid's father got killed, I started doing it with his sisters. And it band-aided me.
And it just felt like it.
Yeah, it took a lot away from me.
Yeah.
And then it didn't make me think so much. But it didn't. It came from partying to just doing it all the time.
And then becoming a crutch that you kind of relied on.
And then I had lost focus of everything.
Yeah.
I'm talking about even my son, everything. And I told you I'm a worker by far. I keeps everything going because I ain't never had nothing but me. Even growing up, I was a middle child. It's 4 of us. I got 2 older brothers and a younger sister. I'm the middle child, but I was the one getting up, cooking, cleaning. I've been doing hair since I was 10. I ain't saying my mom was a bad mom because my mom was a great mama because she made me who I am today. And she kept all the way honest and all the way real with us. She raised us different. Some shit my mama did, a whole lot of stuff my mama did, your parents may not. Anybody's parents may not agree to. You know what I'm saying? We had to kick in the house. My mama was the type, I'd rather for y'all get high here than go out there and do it. Because then I can tell the motherfucker what happened here. I can't tell them what happened to y'all out there, and I don't want nothing to happen to y'all. So our house was a kick in the house. That's how our mama raised us. No, she didn't contribute to it. If we got it ourselves, we on our own. But other than that, nah. And plus she drank, and she smoked. My brothers were older. I wasn't supposed to be doing it, but I was. Oh, you should have seen the day we got caught. Ew, that would have been funny as hell. That was funny as hell. My mama came up there and tried to kill everybody.
Tried to kill everybody?
Everybody. All you hear is people running around screaming, ah, ah, ah. We in a room.
Wait, how old were you?
I was 12.
12 years old.
Yes.
And your older siblings are...
And my brothers and them, they like 15, 16. We all in there getting high with a couple of their buddies. And I'm holding a joint. And my brother like, here come mama. We had her. Here come mama. Here come body. He said it's the 3rd time trying to reach it. Mama came in that door. She was slinging belts and everything, boy. I ran downstairs, fell asleep in a rocking chair. Boy, this shit was so funny as hell. But anyway, that's how it was though for me. So, you know.
Good Lord. It sounds like complete chaos.
we used to have, but we had a good childhood. We had fun. We did what we had to do. You know, my older sister, she got a master's degree. My brothers ain't doing too well. I mean, too bad. My one brother worked for a factory. My other brother worked for a factory. They got families. And they don't smoke or drink or nothing no more. Now, they used to. I'm probably about the only one who smoked. Me and my sister both drink, though. Yeah, we drink. Yeah. I drink.
I may have to disagree with you on the good childhood part.
Yeah,
well, I'm sure you had good points in it, and I'm sure it was.
To us, it was fun.
Yeah, I mean,
but we had our downfalls.
You guys survived, make it through.
But you got to keep those memories, cause what we went through then makes me appreciate what I go through now.
Well, right, that makes sense. But if you had the choice, I don't know that you would have chosen that.
Of course, my mama wouldn't have never chose that.
Right.
Who would have chose that bullshit?
Yeah, that's a lot.
No, we use curtains, nigga. Ours was sheets, bruh. And that song is for real.
Oh, sheets on the windows?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes. We ain't playing. And they had none on the beds because they was on the shit. They was on the windows.
Or on the windows. No,
but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay because it was some out there that was worse than us. To where it was my mom was the one who would cook big meals for the whole neighborhood. Everybody called her Mama Niecy, even though she had her faults.
Oh no!
You know what I'm saying?
Listen. Being poor, that's one thing. I don't have no problem. You know, people end up they got to do what they got to do. But I got a problem with the substance abuse stuff, and I got a problem with the lack of a male role model in the household.
Yeah.
Like those are huge contributing factors to a lot of the problems you see in society
and you're absolutely right. Because I always say a father is just as important as a mother in the home. Yeah. Just as important.
Well, the mother typically the mother is more support, more necessary in the early childhood stages. and the dad becomes much more necessary once the kids
For
start
boys
getting a
and
little bit older.
girls.
Yeah, especially for boys, but for boys and girls.
For
yeah.
boys and girls, believe it or not, for boys and girls, it truly,
Right.
and I see it.
Because when a girl gets older, she's looking to her father, that male role model figure, as a example of,
what she should have.
basically mating success.
Exactly.
like I want to, this guy here was able to have babies.
Exactly.
What is he doing? That's the kind of guy I want to have. They model themselves after it.
That relationship I just got out of was with my 3 younger children's father.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, we got into it. I was in my chaos. I was in my chaotic moment. And he was in his own thing because he had his own thing going on. My job ain't talking about him, but I'm going to let y'all know about us. He had his own thing going on. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, here come Kadavier 4 months later. So it was like we was throwing off in this, throwed off in this situation. And then it was like, boom, King came right. For 14 days, they the same age together.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about take me through hell.
Yeah, that's 2 of my kids are 10 months apart.
And I ain't talking about the kids. I'm talking about the man.
Right.
And I loved him, and I lived through that. I lived through some shit I could tell you.
So just imagine if you had a good, strong male role model in your life coming up.
But I kept him around because of that.
No, I'm talking about when you were a kid.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when you were a kid.
Yeah.
If you would have had that positive male role model around to be able to figure out, it may have prevented you a lot of chaos in trying to decide which man was good and which men were bad. Like you didn't know. Like
my daddy 30 years clean now. He's one of, I don't know if I want to say it, but he's one of the top guys from the NA, Narcotics Anonymous. Mm-hmm. His name's Kirk. Boy bad. He could take a motherfucker and run him around here, and he sponsor everybody. Then when he got clean, by that time, we had already been in our own motion. Then. Yeah. It was hard to connect, but he'll tell you.
You already grew up by then.
Yeah,
right?
and then we damn near, and then he was like, he'll tell you now, like he don't know how to. Because he only had 2 kids. That was my mother. You know, me and my sister. My mama had 4, but of course, me and my sister was his. We was only 2. He don't know how to. And we look past that, and I think that bothers him. That really bothers him, but it should, because it bothers us too.
Right, absolutely.
Like I told him, you just as human as us. And Daddy, I've been where you at. I know where you was coming from now. You see what I'm saying? And it took me to have to go through what I went through to see, like, damn, he wasn't wrong. He been honest. He don't know that because he don't. He don't. It's rough out there.
So what from this point forward, now that you're on a good path, you're working hard.
Yeah.
You've kicked the hard drug habit.
Yeah. And my mind is thinking. In
your mind, what do you plan on doing to ensure that cycle doesn't continue anymore? Like, what's your goal with your kids? You don't want them to go through the same chaos that you went through. And
that's why I'm working like I am. And I've been thinking about. I got this book about them penny investments. I've been seeing that. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking my brain is moving now, and it's moving in the right direction. That's why I say you got to change your thought in order for you to change your actions, bruh. Because if you're not thinking right, you're not gonna act right. So I've been thinking about this long. My daddy owned houses. If I take that income tax that I'm about to get, because I get good $9,000, take $5,000 here, Daddy. Take this and add that what you doing, because we're from Dayton, Ohio. Houses cheap down there. He get them. He got 8 of them. My daddy got great credit as well as my sister. You know what I'm saying? Let's chip in. Let's make this shit a family business. Throwing some of them penny investments. I've been thinking. I really have. My boss talking about a food truck, which I fuck with you. I may not be able to go in with you, but I help you. We can cook. Because if nothing else, I can make some chicken, boo.
So basically, you're looking for opportunities to...
I'm trying to get out here.
Get better yourself, better your situation.
Yeah. I made a post the other day, and I made it because I heard it from Steve Harvey. Yeah. Steve Harvey said motivation...
That's a smart dude right there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. He said motivation is when your dreams put on work clothes.
Motivation is when your dreams put on work clothes.
That was food for thought.
That's good.
Think about it.
Keep a hold of that. Yeah, get you a little whiteboard. Write that up there.
Hey, motivation is drink for my work clothes. And I was on my
write that so you can see that on your door every time you head out the damn house.
Every day. I'm about something different, and I'm on a whole nother level. And I don't want to change who I am. I want to change what I do and how I do things, man. Even when I go on to work. Like I said, I'm a manager at Burger King, bro. I ain't no better than nobody. I go into work. I don't care about no extra nothing. I go in there. I work, bruh. I promise. Why you think Mr. Jesse don't say nothing about my shoes? Cause my shoes be big. I know you seen them.
Your shoes?
My shoes be big. You ain't never not these ones, but the ones I work in, cause my feet messed up. But when I go in there, I work.
I ain't paid no attention to your shoes.
People don't know what the next person going through.
Yeah.
You can't read no book by no cover, bro. Just cause I come in here smelling, I'm smelling all the time.
Shoot, I ain't never looked at shoes. I look at your eye. I look right in your eyes when you're talking to me.
And I be
you
smelling the kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Next time, pay attention. That don't mean I feel good. I don't feel good. But look, why mess up my day? Keep my day messed up and keep dwelling on the same dumb shit. Why? Leave it alone. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Ain't nothing you can do about it, man. I'm just saying. Well, people be making small things and the big things, and that's retarded. That's why sometimes I don't even like going nowhere. I'd rather sit and look at my kids, and they get on my nerves. But they mans.
You telling me?
You know what I'm saying? But they mans. At least I ain't got to be ready to beat somebody up.
So you do activities with them and spend time with them, and
man, that's all I got.
That's all you got. Yeah.
That's all I got. Them the only things that's gonna love me unconditionally. Yeah, we gonna have our ups and downs, of course, cause I'm mama and they think they hard. Nah, y'all got me messed up.
and you're the mama, not the friend.
What? Man. But that's all I got, bruh. That's all I got. I got two brothers and a sister, and I love them. I love them. But at the end of the day, y'all, I'm telling y'all, them four right there saved my life. And they continuously saving my life.
That's good. Hang on to them babies.
They saving my life one by one. Yeah.
Man, listen, I do appreciate you coming on and being like open and completely honest.
Yeah.
You know, it's really hard for a lot of people to do that, to just open up and just, tell the truth of their life.
I don't know. You know what? But I used to keep my stuff secret. I used to be afraid of who I was.
Yeah.
I just learned that kind of for what? I ain't got nothing to lie about. And either you like me or you don't.
I don't mind you.
That's what I be telling people. I say people get two impressions off me, and they like me or they don't.
Like my wife brought you to the house
a
while back, and I think it's the first time I met you. And we clicked off just like that. Like we're just like you've been here the whole time.
Hey, boo. Man, be like, this is my girlfriend. Hey, girlfriend. Like, she crazy.
All right. Well, keep an eye on the description below, and when she gets her channel running or whatever project it is that she's wanting to do, I'll make sure to add a link to that so y'all can check that out. And if you want to hit her up, just let me know, and I'll put you in contact with Miss K.
I'm going to come back. I'm telling y'all. Because that was just a little bit.
They're over here. They're in the camera.
Hey, boss. I'm coming back.
All right, y'all. You've been watching the Unframe of Mind show, where we have uncomfortable conversations without a condom, and this is definitely no exception tonight. All right. It's been a pleasure, man.
I love you too, baby.